Hey friends! Today we're diving into the recently released web series Maamla Legal High, covering all its episodes. This is a fun and engaging series you'll definitely enjoy, so like the video and let's get into the story. Episode 1. The story kicks off at the notorious Patparganj District Court, where lawyers and judges operate purely on jugaad, workarounds. Once you're stuck here, escaping is tough. In court, a case is underway where 5 men robbed a boy. The public prosecutor, PP, fights for the victim, who identifies the robbers. But then, famous lawyer VD Tyagi, representing the robbers, delivers such sharp arguments that PP is left speechless. Tyagi argues the police wrongly charged his clients with robbery instead of dacoity, as 5 people commit dacoity, not robbery. He gets the charges changed and secures bail for the 5. Tyagi's approach shows he'll do anything to win a case. Next, a fancy car pulls up and lawyers swarm, thinking it's a client. It's actually Ananya, called Annie, a new advocate. She heads to the admin department, scolding people for sitting in disabled spots. There, she meets court manager Vishwas Pandey. Annie, a Harvard grad and wealthy, wants to practice solo without caring about money. Vishwas gives her a chamber application form, but warns it'll take time as Tyagi handles chamber allotments. Annie must start without one, and Vishwas shows her a temporary spot. We meet Sujata, a lawyer who takes a divorce case from a man claiming his wife didn't blush on their wedding night, prompting mockery. Sujata, with her partner, takes him to Bagai, a skilled lawyer. Sujata and her partner don't fight cases. They pass clients to chambered lawyers for commissions. Sujata dreams of having her own chamber to take on big cases. Tyagi, the bar president, tells his friend Mintu he wants to win all elections to become Delhi Bar Association president and eventually attorney general. Mintu reveals that Jilmil Court's famous lawyer Mahendra IV has withdrawn his candidate, giving Tyagi an opportunity. We see Munshi Ji, respected by all, and Tyagi's 2 interns, whom he calls Law and Order. Tyagi needs a recommendation from Supreme Court Judge J.B. Wadia. Sujata tells Munshi Ji she gave Bagai a big client but got only 20,000 rupees commission. Frustrated about not having a chamber, Vishwas assigns Annie a desk next to Sujata, who dislikes Annie's plan to fight free cases for the poor. Sujata demands Annie's desk be removed. Annie ends up in the parking lot offering free cases. A client approaches but flees upon learning it's her first case. Tyagi fails to impress Wadia with his high-flying English. He asks his interns to write a newspaper article, but their poor English annoys him. Munshi Ji calms him, quoting Wadia's father's book that becoming a lawyer takes a lifetime. Annie storms in, upset about no desk. Tyagi gives her the article task. The next day, it's published under Tyagi's name, impressing readers. Annie is furious her work was stolen, but can't do anything. Episode 2. Tyagi files his election nomination. Mintu plans a grand procession, but Tyagi refuses, saying they'll celebrate after winning. He submits the nomination to Kazmi Sahab, who, impressed by Wadia's recommendation, predicts Tyagi's victory. Meanwhile, Mahendra files his nomination with pomp. Mintu feels they could have done the same. Annie hears about Mangal Dima, a lawyer for the poor, from the notice board and asks Vishwas for his number. When it doesn't connect, Vishwas suggests meeting him in court. Annie meets Mangal's client, who says Mangal hasn't touched his case in 3 years. She visits Mangal's address and finds he runs a salon, taking poor clients' cases for money. Annie tries to file a complaint against him. Mahendra complains about Tyagi's nameplate, as lawyers can't display large names or designations, risking Tyagi's nomination. Tyagi convinces the committee it's a logo and shows others larger nameplates. He slips a 2,000 rupee note into Mahendra's pocket to taunt him, saving his nomination. Annie's complaint against Mangal fails, as only clients can complain. Vishwas suggests Mangal use Sujata's photo for his salon, prompting him to drop the cases. Mangal says women like Sujata are preferred here. Annie loses her first case and is upset. Sujata's poster goes up in Mangal's salon. Episode 3. Monkeys are a nuisance in court. Tyagi suggests dressing tea seller Shambhu as a langur, but judges reject it as a human rights violation. Tyagi threatens a strike, and it begins. Annie arrives with her first client, Chandu, whose crops are being seized due to an unpaid loan. Chandu's wife calls, saying the bank has started seizing crops. The strike prevents Annie from helping. Vishwas suggests lion dung, but only 300 grams are available when 30 kilos are needed. Judges reject it. Annie asks Sujata for help, but she can't end the strike. Vishwas dresses a dog as a lion, but it fails. Chief Justice Baisla gets orders to end the strike. Munshi Ji convinces Judge Ghosh to make Shambhu a langur with a government job. The strike ends, and Shambhu scares off monkeys. Annie apologizes to Chandu, who says he never trusted the court. Episode 4. Bagai negotiates with workers to vacate a plot, offering 1 lakh rupees each. Tyagi urges him to profit from a deal with High Court lawyer Jetli. Sujata takes a case about a parrot, Golu, hurling abuses at a woman. She decides to fight this small case herself. In court, the parrot abuses again, and the judge removes it. Sujata argues the parrot mimics the client's nephew, who insulted his aunt behind her back, winning the case. Jetli's case starts, but Bagai points out flaws in his documents, stalling it. Tyagi ensures workers get 1 lakh rupees and asks Jetli for 3 favors, including a selfie. Vishwas's fiancée Varsha and her father visit to set a wedding date. Annie hugs Varsha, causing jealousy, and Varsha asks for time to think about the marriage. Episode 5. Annie and Sujata arrange a court marriage, but the bride, Lajo, is in jail. Lajo wants a jail wedding to have a child, but the jailer refuses. Tyagi's father visits, giving him a bracelet. Tyagi, upset, says his father never supported him, unlike colleagues who helped their kids' careers. His father says kids must be left free to learn, which Tyagi partly understands. With Tyagi's help, Sujata poses as Laho to trick the police, ensuring the marriage. Vishwas uses a Bengali makeup kit to give the wedding a Bengali ritual look. Episode 6. Election campaigning is in full swing. Sagarika, a female lawyer, could split Tyagi's votes. A fight between a policeman and a lawyer escalates tensions. Tyagi accuses Mahendra of blocking his Jilmil court campaign. Sujata tries to make Sagarika withdraw, but she refuses. Tyagi takes the policeman's case, winning lawyers' support, and Sagarika withdraws, impressed by his work. Episode 7. Election preparations continue. Sujata shows her chamber's nameplate. Annie takes a case for Gudu, a minor whose marriage is being annulled. She pressures the husband's father to save the marriage. Mahendra wins the election with 2087 votes, defeating Tyagi's 2063. Tyagi fights Mahendra. Judge Sikri offers Tyagi a judgeship. Episode 8. A robbery and stabbing case in Patparganj grabs attention. PP takes it, but Annie opposes planting fake evidence. She meets Raju's mother, who wants to save her younger son. Annie takes PP's old client's compensation case, whose house was destroyed in riots. PP wins the girl's case. Tyagi decides to become a judge, gives his chamber to Sujata, makes Mintu acting president, and promotes law and order to associates. The series ends with Tyagi becoming a judge and Annie getting her first client.
This web series is a blast, with every episode blending humor and drama perfectly. Want another series explained? Drop a comment. Check out that video.